Okay, back. Yeah, it's time for the table talk once again on Elevated TV. My name is Idafi Matthew Esogene, and it's lovely to be in your faces once again. As usual, if you joining for the very first time, please let us know and let us know where you're joining us, where you're watching us from. Beside that, in the comment section, you can put up whatever your questions or your thoughts or your response to whatever it is I'm saying. Or probably there's a question you want to ask. You feel like, okay, I should ask. I need to get clarity on this matter or any matter at all that has to do with sports. On Friday, we make it a general discourse anyway, where we can branch off sports and talk about other things that is not sports related, get some answers to personal questions. Realize lately that I have to answer some questions. Precious Samari said we should talk about Akara oil ID, and we'll talk about that on Friday. Our boss in the office. And today is a full house anyway, but I'm waiting for the numbers to rise. And there's a question somebody threw up on Twitter. Let me go back to Twitter and check. Where is it? Hi, guys. Okay, I'm trying to get the question that somebody asked. Okay. I can't find it again. Too many messages, especially this end of month. Where is it now? Okay, I'm still searching. Okay, I've seen it. Sir Fembol, I started learning easy living. He say, where is it? He said, bros, I need your piece on this. One, since Chelsea has refused to look elsewhere other than Serie A, who would benefit Chelsea Football Club more, and in what ramification between Higuain and Icardi? Two, Kat Morata, Batshuayi, or Giroud give exactly what those two could offer. Thanks. Okay, let me copy it and bring it to the conversation on the YouTube channel and see how it goes. I don't know. Okay, I'm not even allowed 100 characters, but that's the question that was asked. Almost way precious. Good afternoon. Some minutes late. What got into my lunchtime? No problem. Actually, they start until 3 minutes ago. My crew, almost way precious. My crew have decided to give you a shopping voucher. Yes, a ShopRite shopping voucher. Just let us know where your office is, where we can send it to, and work on a convenient day or week or time to send it across to you. But for being a regular viewer, the crew backstage have gone through all the live videos that we've done, and they've decided, you know what, this guy has been very, very consistent, so let's give him a voucher. So let's start with you, Precious. Where is your location? If we want to send you a gift, where can we send it to? Elevated TV crew in that, I don't know, they're in that mode of, they're showing themselves. That's what I can say right now. They're showing themselves. So I must always say, well, thanks so much to you and your crew. I'm indeed grateful. Okay, so I must say, you still haven't told us where your office or where your house location is, where you think we should send the gift voucher. I won't tell you how much. When it gets to you, you will come on the show and tell those who are viewing how much we send across to you. I don't think it is up to me to say that. Maybe you will tweet it. I don't know, but you have earned yourself for consistency, always on the show. You've earned yourself a voucher. Now, can I send it to you on Twitter privately? Yes, I think that will be fine. That will be fine. That will be fine. Now, having said that, let me also say this. It's according to them, it's actually a ShopRite gift voucher. I don't know if you do ShopRite, but it's a ShopRite gift voucher. Samari and Kalajaye Ahmed have decided that your consistency, both in viewing and in contributing to on discussion, should also, we should reward it by giving you that. So thank you very much for being very, very consistent. I can't say I can't take credit for it because I didn't plan it. I just listen to people who ask me to do this video every day. The funny part is even the people who put pressure on me, like do this every day, they don't join the live view. But I notice that they always watch because if they come back and send me a message like, oh, I like the conversation today. So today we decided, okay, almost you're going to be the anchor of the show today. So you're going to be throwing up the questions while I try my best to answer. I also hope that the other viewers will be part of it. So almost you're not only earning a gift voucher, you're also a shopping voucher, sorry. You're also going to earn the right to anchor the show today. So over to you. I know it's impromptu, but that's why this is not radio or regular TV. It is uncensored. It is not formal. It is not, there is no rules. I mean, my son or my daughter can run out of nowhere and join us. We're just having fun. This is for me. This is us having fun. So you're laughing, game on, let's go. Yeah, that's good. I like that. I like people who can take challenge. Well, congratulations to you, Amaswe Precious, for winning our voucher. Please, where's Kalajai? Come and see the people who are giving you this voucher so that these are the guys. Give it up to my producer, Kalajai Ahmed, wonderful guy. This all the video you watch on our YouTube channel. This man is responsible for it. He's the guy behind the camera. He's the guy behind the computer. He's the guy who makes everything happen. This is the guy. Come Precious. And Adeg Benga Abiodun got here early enough today. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. We've not even started the conversation. We're just celebrating. My crew, Abiodun, my crew decided for being very consistent and for being a regular. Come here, jump like I don't know. Okay, this is our CEO. This is our chief operating officer. People? She has decided that you will get a gift voucher. Almost just your namesake. I don't know if it is fixed anyway. If it's the namesake thing. I don't know if you are from Edo because she's a Mori Precious Ose and you are Moswe Precious. I don't know the connection. Hi Precious, you pay a fee for using my name. Okay.
Can you imagine?
That's the way they give you gift voucher. Well, you never even say thank you. You don't need charge her. Now she go issue your voucher. I was born in Benin, but from Delta. Okay, no problem. So let's get started. Okay. I don't know if like Precious is still allowed. I mean, they don't issue with that. They don't offer us a new contract. I don't get any alert. A gift voucher from the crew is going to be Anchor, the moderator for today. So it's going to be training questions and. Let's see how, but it's not going to be almost very Precious every day anyway. We'll throw it to somebody else. And don't forget that tomorrow we'll not have this broadcast because I'll be in my school, a co-beat, teaching my students tomorrow as a mentor and a life coach to those students. So I won't be available for tomorrow, Thursday. It's twice a month that I go to teach, that I have my teaching. I'm with them like every day, but there are other teachers and instructors. But first Thursdays and last Thursdays of every month, I'm on teaching duty from 12 to 5. Yeah. So I won't be available for tomorrow's broadcast. You sure won't have the table talk tomorrow, but next week Thursday we'll have it. But having said that, on Friday is the free for all question and answer section where we would we could go off sports, we could get a little bit personal. I tweeted something yesterday, and everybody's trying to find the details about it. I don't know if my wife is going to be available on Friday, but I'll try. My wife is not, she's not that person, but I'll try to beg her so that she would answer that question. But I said that, okay, somebody actually tweeted something. There was a conversation on Twitter, like, you can't get married when you have a salary of 70,000 naira, and blah 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 blah. That's the conversation that was going on. And I responded. I said I got married without a job, without a money, without a kobo in the bank, and I wasn't earning anything. And today, see where we are. We own a company now, we're running a business, and we have two lovely kids, and we're fine. Beyond that, I also had to tweet that picture that I saw my wife, and less than 2 hours after seeing her, I asked her to marry me. It was crazy. It was a crazy one. It was kind of risky, as people say. I don't know, but I like crazy. I like the word crazy. I'm an adventurous person, and that's why I go with the flow. I live life with a plan, but I also have at the back of my mind, always expect to do spontaneous things, crazy things, because that's what excites me. So on Friday, we just have to talk pretty deep about it and go far into that part of it, and we'll all get to know, answer your questions on that. But right now, let's go with Precious. Precious said, can we get to dissect the role of a captain in a football team? Now, a captain is actually the guy who is the go between the players and the coach and management. Now, every player have its contract that they sign with the club at different time for different salaries. But then there are bonuses, there are promises that are made to say, for instance, if you win this trophy, this is what comes to you. Management have a way of, even a company have a way of forgetting their promises. It is the players now that will go to the captain and say, captain, remind them, oh, this is what's up. And then sometimes some players, their contract is running to an end and nobody's talking to them. And not every player, these big players have strong agents, but smaller players don't have strong agents. It is then, it goes to the captain and say, captain, why are you not talking? They've not spoken to me. The captain goes to coach first, and then from coach, they push to management. That's one part of a captain's job. Secondly, a captain is a binder. He's a guy who holds up the squad, who gets them to ready, who passes the message of the coach directly to the players, who remind the players of where they are, what club they are playing for, where they belong, everything is a captain. Then on match days, for professional clubs, for instance, it is the captain who actually, writes. There's a column for the captain who writes the players' message, who passes the players' messages across to the fans. It is also the captain who interacts with the media the most after the coach. It is also the captain who interfaces with the referee. The rules actually do not allow every player in the team to interface with the referee when the decision is made. But football is a game of passion. All those rules go to sleep once the whistle sound. But the role of a captain is the go between the players, the playing staff, and the management, as well as the coach and the board, and even the fans. What's the other question? Adegwenga Abiodun, it's a fantastic crew you've got there. Thank you very much, bros. Adegwenga Abiodun, he said, does it really matter if the captain is a defender, goalkeeper, or striker? Actually, doesn't matter. There are 3 criteria that I know that they use in picking cap. One is the oldest member of a team, most likely is a captain. Secondly, some coaches want the homeboy to be captain. Like when I say homeboy, like if a club is in London and you're born and you're raised in London and you play for the team and you're good, you're a regular in the team, they want you to be captain because it brings a certain kind of connection to the fans. Thirdly, there are players in a team who are natural leaders. They come into your team and they are leading and do it. They are the most influential players, the impact, decision. You start seeing that, like Zlatan Ibrahimovic. This is a team in a whole lot of ways. Maybe for 2-3 seasons, but you give him the captain's armband. And then sometimes some coaches decide, I want this guy to be responsible. I think there is something in him that he is not seeing. I think if I give him the captain's armband, he will work more, he would give more, and he would do more. That's when he becomes a coach's choice captain. Some captains are voted. The entire team, they first of all nominate names. They bring out like 5 names, and then they say they should vote, and then they will vote the captains. An in-house thing. You don't need to make it public and all that. So they don't tell you who did not win and who won. But it's a player's choice. Everybody will vote, and then somebody comes out as captain. There are many criteria where of how captains are picked. But then coming to your answer, your question, sorry, Adigbega Abiodun, I've played, I've coached teams, and I've also managed a team, like a team manager, a general manager team. And I'll tell you, of all captains, my preferred position for a captain has always been either defender, central defender, or the defensive position. Those are the people. I don't like my goalkeeper being my captain. The reason being that a goalkeeper being a captain means that he cannot talk to the referee for 90 minutes. I don't like my goalkeeper being my captain. I also don't like a striker being a captain. This is the reason. A striker is always running with his back to the ball 60% of the game. So he's not going to see most of the actions. He cannot really complain and articulate what happens. Strikers are the most tackled players on the field of play. So their judgment of things might be clouded. So I like a captain that leads. I don't like a captain that needs other people to excel. So I like somebody who, from a central defensive position, sees the whole field, a defensive midfield position, who is the orchestra of the team. Like, once upon a time, when Patrick Vieira, Roy Keane, Pep Guardiola were captains of their team, those are my kind of captain. But football is not judged or played just by my way. There are many other ways to play football. Where did we stop? Master Pressure. So going by your description, have we had a captain in the Super Eagles after Sunday Olise? Yes, we've had captains. We've had Mikel Obi. We've had captains. Captains fall into different categories, like I said earlier on. So do we have the Stephen Keshi kind of captain or the Sunday Olise kind of captain? I don't think we have that again. First off, we don't even have that generation of players anymore, that kind of players who you want to look up to, players who, when they walk into the field or they come into the dressing room, the atmosphere changes. Okay, let me give you a good example. Last year, when the World Conference was done at House on the Rock, there is this thing that Pastor Paul said Pastor Paul, when he wants to introduce a senior person, he is very, very good with words. And he said something. He said, when this man moved, the planet, the galaxies align, they move. And I needed to go do some geography after church to understand, because I'm an analyst. I'm also someone who uses words a whole lot. And sometimes when I hear words like that, the grave sin or offense you can commit is to transfer word for word. Because sometimes what is compatible in a church service might not be compatible in a radio station. So you have to go back and start doing what to call conceptualizing and contesting. So I started doing the contextualization of those words. So there are captains who walk into the dressing room and the whole galaxies, the whole planetary system of that football team aligns. Take, for instance, when Roy Keane was a captain, if you read, I have 12 Roy Keane's book. If you read Roy Keane's book, I came from Nottingham Forest to become captain of Manchester United after Eric Cantona, you will understand that this guy, everything aligns with him. And then the other kind of captains too. The same thing for Vieira. Vieira is a different kind of captain from a Thierry Henry and then a Fabregas. Fabregas is that kind of captain that fits the role when a coach feels like, you know what, I know you have it in you, but you're not willing to do it. So take the captain's armband. Same for Robin Van Persie. If you notice, Robin Van Persie was just this in and out. You could see the potential, but when they gave him the captain's armband, he started fighting like, I want to win the title for Arsenal. Those kind of things are what happened. In Nigeria, we've not had that kind of captain. We've had people who just, I just need to play for Nigeria. It's a year where I need to end my contract. It's a season where my contract is running out. If I play at the World Cup, it would increase my chance of getting a new club. I will play well. Take Omeru, for instance, going to the World Cup, playing very, very well to the best of his ability, and now is deciding what club he wants to play for, what club he doesn't want to play for. We have players who actually use the national team as, how do I put it now? Okechukwu, Stephen Kechi, Sunday Olise. We've not had captains like that. We've just had people who nominal captains. When I say nominal captains, I've played with those kind of players before. They just wear the captain's band. Once you take that, strip that thing off them. Azubike Okechukwu for the under 23 team before they gave it to Mikel was a captain. That's a captain. And sometimes a captain would have to fight even the coach, not physical fight, but disagree with the coach just to protect his teammates. Get into trouble just to protect his teammate. But then we've not had a captain. We've always had people who told the line. Yeah, people who told the line. Someone who came close was Vincent Inyama. I think he went about it the wrong way. Okay. Adegwenga Abiodun is say after Uche Okechukwu, has Nigeria ever had another captain who's like him? Yes, Sonolise. Sonolise and Okechukwu, who were okay, it was Okechukwu before Sonolise. Sonolise was, to me, Sonolise was, was one of the best captains that the team had. You saw that thing in 2000, Ghana, Nigeria 2000. I think that's the last time ever a Nigerian player cried not because we didn't even qualify for a tournament. I've seen Nigerian team play qualifiers 2006. Okocha was a captain when we didn't qualify and we lost to Angola. They didn't even mind. Once it was apparent that we were not going to qualify on the head-to-head route, some of them didn't even bother to show for the last game. We've also seen Kanu Nwankwo captain the national team. Yeah, Kanu Nwankwo has goodwill. He's a fantastic guy, but I've always questioned him being the captain of the team because let's not forget in his days he was selecting matches too. We've also had Yakubu Igbenigwe captain Samban. Occasionally, like it was just Yakubu was just a captain like Amokashi. That guy's carrying goal. He's a bull. He's popular. He's reigning in Europe, given the captain Samba. But leadership, zero. Who again has come up to captain? Then before we had Mikel Obi, before we had Mikel Obi and all that. So it's been one nominal captain after the other. But I don't think we've had any of those kind of captains like Roy Keane, people who, they will Bruno Mars for the team, they'll catch a grenade for the team, they would run in front of a train for the team, they are ready to be the bad guy in the press for the good of the team. Captains like Eric Cantona, captains like Patrick Vieira, captains like Robbie Savage of Blackburn Rovers, remember Vinnie Jones of Wimbledon. We've not had those kind of captains. Captains that we've had are captains like Raul Gonzalez, in his days at Real Madrid, just for the captain's armband, just for the nice guy, just for the good guy, just don't ruffle the water, I mean, we're going to play football, let's just play football and win, or lose. We've had those kind of captains. We've not had captains who really stand up, who really stand up like, guys, we're not losing this game to do. We die here. Like, we really die here. Them Rigobert Song kind of captain. They are not the best player on the team, but they force the best player to play so well that the rest of the team begin to play so well. That's the kind of captains we're talking about. But I mean, it's not a force. Everybody must not be a leader. Like, I used to say to people that if you put me in a place for 6 months and people have been there long before me, I'll become more popular than those people if I just step in. You know why? It's in my nature. You understand? It's in my nature. Now, it doesn't mean that my producer was telling me something when we were in Kano that, and he used the metaphor to describe it. It still plays in my head. Some people are fire, some other people are water, some people are wind, some people are sand, earth, wind, and fire kind of analogy. And it really made sense because I started seeing what it was saying. I became a prototype or a stereotype for fire because I mean, I'm always on fire all the time. And then he is a prototype for water, like very calm. But in my mind, I know that water is more dangerous than fire. You understand? Water is more dangerous than fire. But in the context in which he was describing it. So I think some captains are like that. Just, easygoing guy. Where's our moderator? Okay, Precious says, Savage can break legs to win games. Yes, moderator, you're not throwing up questions. So. Just time is just running on. So those are the type of captains. So let's get past captain questions and see. As an ex-player and a coach, how will you handle Marshall's issue at United. First off, they messed up Marshall's issue when he took his number 10 jersey. And I remember when I was on radio then, I mentioned this, all of these things that's happening, I mentioned it, and everybody was shouting me that, you know how in Nigeria, everybody a phone or who's on social media thinks they know for. They did not study the time. This is a time where brand is bigger than even the game because brand will give you more money than the game itself. So this guy was already building AM10 as a brand. See, I'm a brand person. I've put a whole lot in brand, and every single day I understand what brand identification and brand association and all that means. So when that happened, I mentioned it as like giving this number to Zlatan Ibrahimovic without asking his permission will cause a problem. But look at what Juventus did. They allowed Cuadrado to personally give the 7 to Cristiano Ronaldo, which means it's a willful thing. So now Zlatan has gone. And you know the funny thing, when they took that decision, it was funny because Anthony Martial is supposed to be a player going into the future of Manchester United. Zlatan was just a temporary, it was a transit station. Long or short, it happened. So let's come back to your question. How I'll handle it is I'll make a public statement, apologize to him, and try to make him feel happy. But I think Mourinho, in his usual way, which is the bad side of Mourinho, the player went to France for the birth of his baby. I think it is wrong forcing Mourinho to come out publicly and be criticizing him because I've had 2 kids, and the birth of those 2 children, we're watching the videos and the pictures from the birth of my son and my daughter a few minutes ago. They came with different complexities. So you never can tell what's happening there and how things have gone, and then you're criticizing it. I thought that it was a good time to show solidarity. Look at Ozil, on the other hand, having issues with the German national team, and see how the Arsenal team, you know, I've rallied around him from management to coach. They don't give Ozil the captain's handbag. More like, we do not think you're as bad as they say in Germany. Right? We think you're the best, you're the greatest. As a matter of fact, you're the leader of our team, you're the hero. You know, kind of like give him that kind of, you know, emotional support. Because sometimes what happens off the field affects you on the field more. So if I was the coach of Manchester United, if I know I can't give him that support, I would approve his sale. Let him go somewhere else and start it and continue his career and do well. But the problem with that is I foresee a situation where Anthony Martial will become another Musala for Mourinho or Kevin De Bruyne, and they will mock him again. Well, I think that this season Mourinho will be fired at Manchester United anyway. I think he'll be fired, and they'll have to look for another coach that will come in and salvage the situation. That's what I think. But they've actually not handled it well from the get-go, and they are paying for it right now. Left for me, I would ask him what he wants. Does he want the number 10 jersey? I'll give it to him. If he doesn't want the number 10 jersey, I would review his contract, because that's the way out now. I will review his contract and give him extra pay, and then tell him that we want to build our attack line around you. Simple. I'm also precious to say it's reportedly gone AWOL, and Willian is also not reporting to training at Chelsea. Could this spark a transfer merry-go-round? It seems to me, I mean, with today's first, so we have 8 more days from today for the transfer to shut in England in terms of clubs in the EPL buying players. But clubs from outside the EPL can come and buy their players. What makes the Willian case difficult is the fact that Barcelona now have Malcolm. When they said that Willian, they were offering 60 million at first for Willian, my first tweet that day was that Chelsea should take it gladly because Willian is not worth 60 million. And Chelsea, and I said, the very minute Barcelona realized that they've made a mistake in this bid, they are not going to go higher, but rather they'll look for a replacement, but they are not going to make noise about it. They'll just go quietly. And that's exactly what happened with the purchase of Malcolm. Nobody knew that Barcelona was looking at him. But once they noticed, okay, this guy is going to go to Roma, the process that it takes for a deal to go through is long. So they must have been discussing behind the scene. And they got him. Once they got him, Willian, who was hoping to leave Chelsea, now does not have a place to go. Manchester United, on the other hand, I think the board are like, okay, you know what? Let's not give Mourinho all what he's looking for. It's time to fire him because Mourinho as a person is hurting our brand. How can you go to the US for pre-season friendly and you're criticizing the whole process, the whole pre-season friendly, and your club is making money? It is that money that you need, that they used to pay your salary, pay your players, push the club forward. So, I mean, it's strange that he chose to do that, but I don't think there's going to be a transfer merry-go-round. Eventually, to find a way around it. Willian might come back to Chelsea because if Chelsea wants to let Willian go, they must get a replacement. Higuain that they thought they will get have gone on loan to AC Milan. So you have to think properly. Eden Hazard is not a goal scorer. Everybody know we can. Chelsea fans can pretend all they like. He's not a goal scorer. So the players they have now, they need people who supply, and it is only Eden Hazard, the best crosser of the ball, William. So letting that guy go will be very, very dangerous because against where you need to stretch the field wide and go to the width and pull in the crosses, the best in the business in the Chelsea team, in the Chelsea jersey is William. So they will not let him go. For Anthony Massa, I know that Manchester United, for them to sell, they have to consider first, should we sell to a team in the Premier League or should we, hold on to him and look for other players? I don't think the thing that is supposed to merry-go-round if Higuain came to Chelsea, because we will have to look for places to put some of their players like Batshuayi. Not too many people want to take Batshuayi because merry-go-round is going to happen. Another thing that merry-go-round would have been a little bit of a merry-go-round. That also did not happen. Also, Precious said Morata also had twins after Marshall's and is on board the Chelsea flight to Dublin to face Arsenal today. You know why? Because when he gave birth, you could see the solidarity and the support. That was exactly what I'm saying. But the way Manchester United said it, that Anthony Marshall has left camp, more like he left on his own. Has left camp. That's how Mourinho put it. Has left camp to be with his wife. Nobody can stop him. More like, I don't want him to go, but he wants to go. Nobody can stop him. So those are the body language and the terms used is different. And you can notice that there is no word of support coming from Manchester United officially to Anthony Martial. If he had gone to be with his wife, how come we're not hearing whether the baby has been born, whether it's a boy, is a girl? We saw Morata's twins. You saw how Chelsea celebrated it. The same thing with other clubs when their player give birth. So you have to look at all that. I think Manchester United is not getting some things right in that one. So it's a different thing when Morata knows that, okay, this club, even though they're planning to sell me, but they still love me because the players they're looking for are not coming and they don't have the money to just go and break the bank and bring in anybody like Liverpool is doing or Man City is doing. So they're going to make do what they have. And he believes that he still have a future in Chelsea. But Anthony Martial does not want to stay at Manchester United. Let's get that straight. He doesn't want to stay at Manchester United, but he also does not want to be the one who will engineer the move so that he doesn't lose out on his bonuses. Manchester United is not in his heart anymore. But if he would stay, let him stay and make the money. That's just the case with Anthony Martial. He didn't speak to me, but this is me just drawing my conclusion from my experience in the game. They say we know Jose and his ego, but Martial not standing up to Jose's challenge. What does this speak about his mentality? Martial looks like a player that needs to be pampered. Well, I'm sorry, not every player will be a brute. Not every player will be aggressive. Not every player will be crazy. And let me tell you, the most aggressive of players will become weak if you don't give them support. Zlatan Ibrahimovic is aggressive, but under Pep Guardiola in Barcelona, he became weak. He wrote it in his own book. He didn't even know himself anymore. He didn't know what to do. He was confused. You see, the best thing that can happen to a football player is if a coach puts his hand on your shoulder and tell you, I like you, you're my guy. When he tells you you are my guy, don't worry. I mean, look at Spurs. They went to sign Llorente. But Mauricio Pochettino said it from the beginning that Llorente is a backup to Harry Kane. So there is nothing to fear. Harry Kane went on and he was playing well. You know why? Because there is nothing to be afraid of. There is nothing as bad. That's what almost caused problem for City last season. It's just that the team was on fire. When Aguero started feeling like, this Pep Guardiola wants to drive me the way he drove the other players, and he's bringing in this Gabriel. But unfortunately, Gabriel did not turn out well. He got injured, and Aguero seized this opportunity. It also brought out the best in Aguero because he now saw it as a challenge. And in that period when Gabriel Jesus was injured, he really knocked in the goals, even though sometimes it was too selfish on my liking. But then the team gelled and won 2 titles, the Capital One Cup and the league title. So all this weather ends well. Coupled with the fact that the team is not playing well, as Manchester United, now playing well, and then the coach is doing his thing. It affects everybody. It's not just only Martial that is affected right now. The entire Manchester United team is in disarray. Is it not the same Pogba that everybody was blaming last season that's gone on to win the World Cup and one of the best players in the team? That's how it happens. So this just happens this way. Okay. Adegbenga Abiodun says, why can't Ryan Giggs be appointed? I guess that's what you wanted to say. As Man United coach, because Mourinho is on his way out. Ryan Giggs is a coach of Wales national team, in case you've forgotten, bros. So it's going to be difficult for Ryan Giggs now to take that job. I don't know, unless he wants to insult his people. It's a different thing if he takes a job and he's going to coach like Lopetegui coaching Madrid. But when you leave Wales and you go coach Manchester United on a job that you know that in a few months' time they will still sack you, you have just drawn the eye of the world and you will be insulted, you'll be abused. And for a Ryan Giggs who already have you know, a bad record of sleeping with his brother's wife for 10 years that everybody's waiting to unleash, I think he's got to tread careful. The time for that job has passed him by. So Manchester United are going to sack Jose Mourinho. The jolly well will do it. I mean, I'm putting my bet on Mourinho being sacked before the end of the day. I'm going to struggle with a lot of matches. They're not going to win. They will be in a position probably like the league, and they will look at their long game, knowing fully well that everywhere is gone. The third season has always been a problem, and this third season, like I said yesterday, is becoming a cause for Jose Mourinho. And at some point, people would say, well, you know what? Let's cut our losses on this business. And I think that will happen with Manchester United. Precious say, why do some coaches suddenly go into extinction? Rijkaard did a decent job for Barca, but we have not heard of him ever since. AVB is another case study. Precious say, be right back, boss. My boss needs my attention, no problem. Let me deal with the few things that you have said. First, one of the reasons why coaches go out of extinction, you know that saying that it is easier to get to the top than to maintain the top position. Now, to get to the top, you just need to walk from the blind side of everybody who's already in front of you. They don't expect you coming. They don't know that you're coming. And boom, you're on top. Now, to maintain that top position like Pep Guardiola has done, like Jose Mourinho have done over the years, like Sir Alex Ferguson did for a very long period of time, you need to now keep doing yourself, reinventing yourself while staying on the same track. People say that Pep Guardiola played the same way of playing football, but I've always said that no, he's been innovative enough to manage his brand. And Barcelona, they said, oh, it was because he had the magic of Messi and the three horsemen behind him, Xavi, Iniesta, and Sergio Busquets with Dani Alves. Then he went to Bayern. And then again, he reinvented his game to suit the players he had. Even though they call him hardworking, the reason why Pep Guardiola was fired from Bayern is actually because he's overworking the players. Players get lazy, get comfortable in a certain style. Pep Guardiola knows that to achieve the kind of result and the kind of success he desires, you must work at a certain level. A certain level. I don't think Pep Guardiola is one of those coaches who wants to go a season unbeaten. He wants to win. He's a serial winner. So also was Mourinho until recently, where his attitude is beginning to stink too much and cause problem for him. But I think that for me, one of the reasons why those coaches get there and then they disappear is they suddenly lose the appetite. The same thing that pushed them to get to the top, they suddenly forget it and begin to pursue different things, start feeling like, this thing that a lot of people do. That's the reason why most ex-internationals don't do well with the Nigerian national team. They come with this sense of entitlement. In my days, you know what I've done? They start feeling like all they need to do was to be a Samson, just show up and they'll get a result. But unfortunately, football is not like that. Every time you win a trophy, every other coach in that league and those ones that are coming, the first person they want to beat is you. So every match against you the next season is a do or die match. For the opposition, for you, it's a regular match, like another 3 points at stake. Let's go there and do what we know how to do again. But for the opposition, when I read the story of Samson, that is actually the ladder of success. If you read the story of Samson in the Bible, Every time it's not as if they don't catch Samson because they'll tell you they binded him with a rope. They did this. So I'm always asking, if Samson is that strong, why did he allow them to bind him with a rope and cause all this problem before he not break away? And you know, the thing is, when you're successful, even before you show up, people have already started binding you with a rope. People have already started wanting to pull you down. Look at even the entertainment industry. Don't you see that the people that people attack the most are the ones who are really doing big? Whiskey, Davido, Banky W, Ali Baba, Basketball, Tinida Kolo, just name them. Fast, the bad guys, see me. You know why? One, people look at life this way, like if we can attack this person, there are a million and one people. I was telling Omar the other day, Omar Katubada, the reason why people attack you is this. Apart from you being volatile, which is okay, I don't have issues with it because I'm volatile myself. People attack you because it will get them noticed. So it's the same thing with big coaches. If, for instance, a Manuel Pellegrini go and beat a Sean Dyke, it's not going to be headline. It's just going to read West Ham beats Burnley. It will fall under results. If Pellegrini beats Man City, you will hear the same coach Man City sacked to employ the magical, wonder-working, miracle worker Pep Guardiola. I've come back to beat the prodigal. You will see multiple headlines. You know why? Because the champion, everybody wants to beat you. That's what actually happens to a coach like Mourinho every season. Everybody wants to beat him to prove that, you know, they are the ultimate coach in the world. Like once you beat Mourinho or you beat Pep Guardiola, you're good. The same thing was happening to Arsene Wenger, but he didn't realize it that he is not the number. You know, they are now in the upper level of coaches, and anybody that beats you score a mark. Any team that plays against you, their player wants to score against your team, and so it is easier to get to the top than to maintain top position. I remember when I was still in Brilla, and most times me and Murphy will have conversation. I'm Murphy like, why is it that everybody's asking me for money, everybody's asking me for help, everybody needs this, everybody needs that. And I tell him that, look, you know what? That's the way it is. And you know, Murphy is a guy who doesn't know how to say no. It's not like me. Like me, you send me a message, send me money. First thing I want to check, are you following me? What have you? Do you contribute to my bottom line? No, I'll just tell you straight. I'm not giving you this and my reason. Now, some people, they will go from, I'm your number one fan, you're the best guy in the world, to straight up insults. I block you if I want to block you. Some I'll just laugh. I'll just remind you, like, this is your tweets. This is your message 10 minutes ago. This is your message now. I have not done anything. I have not changed. I'm still the same person. So it's different. So I think that at some point, people need to understand that getting to the top is harder than staying at the top. Olumiwa Akande, you really came late. You said, this is Olumiwa Akande. We had a conversation on Twitter this morning. Doing great. Thank you very much, bros. I have conversation with a lot. I stay on the internet. My job is internet-based. So, and I work from home for now. If I'm not going to a meeting, I'm always on the internet. I've got a smartphone, I've got a laptop, I've got like how many computers here. So I'm actually always on the internet. If I tell you I remember the conversation, unless you're going to remind me what we had, I'm not sure I can remember the conversation. Are you the person that asked me the question about Chelsea? Because if you are, your question is the first question I answered at the top. I don't know, because, you know, people answer one name on Facebook. On God and personal relationship. Okay. Yeah, we really love us to have that conversation on Friday. Because on Friday is a general discourse on the table talk, actually. Okay, I remember you now. Friday is a general discourse on the table talk. Tomorrow, we're not going to have this show because, like as I explained earlier on to the people who started with me, I have a foundation called EcoBeats, where we have over 100 kids who are trying to give opportunity to have a good life. We're teaching them through ICT. We're teaching them graphic design, web design, videography, and other things that would give them an opportunity. Children from displaced communities, within the Lekki to Okay, one of our students comes from Lakwe, so between the Lekki to Bugije to the Lekki axis, children that are from, deprived homes, things are not going well with, we'll provide free education for them and try to also give them jobs at the end. So Friday, tomorrow I will not be available for it, but on Friday I'll be here to run the show. I don't think I have any meeting on my calendar, so I'll be here. Even if I have a meeting, I'll make sure we schedule it for Monday night. We'll see what we'll do. So when you are on Friday, if you can come on board early. Now, when I make that tweet, some people think you're confusing us. You're not a Christian. I am. I'm a Christian, and I've always told people since I was small that if you need to go tell people that you're a Christian, for people to know that you're a Christian, you're not a Christian. I don't fight for God, but I think we'll have that conversation on Friday where we can have a free conversation. Our moderator is back. Precious, you don't need to be sorry. Not be this be your job. That job is your job. So that's where you answer to. You either get fired or you decide to resign and do what I'm doing by working, creating your own job. Bros, you're answerable to that boss. So when I was working, I was very committed and loyal and dedicated to the job. It's not a crime. It's the best thing to do, actually. That's why, like I always tell my crew, as much as I thank them every day, I tell them that I'm reaping what I sow. When I see them show commitment to my work, I tell them every day. I say the truth is I'm reaping what I sow because this is how I committed to the jobs, every job that I've done, from when I was playing to when I was managing football club to working for people. Even when I was working for free, I never treat the job badly. I never go late. I never, it's a commitment thing. So when I see them show the same commitment, make the sacrifice, I agree. Once again, to those of you who are just coming in, yes, Omaswe Precious, who is the moderator for today, my just conspired. I think they were watching all the videos and reading all the messages. Decided that they would send a gift voucher to Precious, also for being very, very consistent with us. So, I mean, I think it could just happen to you guys, but some of you are big boys. You're big boys who don't need the voucher, but if you get the voucher, you don't need it. You can die somebody in your office or in your neighborhood, your church or your community. That's a good thing, You never know. Recently we gave out a phone to somebody. I mean, it's not a big deal that we bought a Canon X phone to give to somebody, but I mean, when I saw the man shed tears, it touched me like, okay, this means a whole lot, There was that connection. So I look at gifts from a different perspective right now. Don't look at it from your pocket, but look at it from the person who's receiving it, which is very, very important. Master Precious says, sorry, I had to step out briefly. My supervisor needed my attention. Thank you. So Master Precious says, time is going now. We have like 12 more minutes to go. Suppose Chelsea signs no other striker between Morata, Batshuayi, and Giroud. Who will you pick? If I want to play lone striker, I'll play Giroud. Giroud knows the Premiership. He can deal with crosses, even though he's slow on his feet. But he can also play hold-up play in favor of the running men around him, of Hazard, Willian, or Pedro, and the rest of him. But if I have to play two striker, I will play Giroud and Morata. Because Morata, as slow as he is, if you can build his confidence a little bit, it will score you a lot of goals. I can still tell you that Morata is a player that I think have plenty of goals in him. Yeah, and he had suffered in the first season. He's still adapting to the Premier League. But I think given time and a little bit of support, it will score plenty of goals. That's what I believe. Latif Asherisa, I think I'll choose Morata. Maybe the new coach will drive him, being he's played in Italy before. When will Spurs as the Hawk return? Please, I miss it. I miss you, so and the comedy and that comedy and that SIM card. Okay, Swa has gone to Kwesi, so it's no longer with us, and it's gone to bigger things. It's working with Kwesi Sports. SIM card, is part of the Flatmate crew, and their production has expanded. But that's not the reason why Sports City Hut went off. Sports City Hut went off because it was one of our most expensive production, and we are a new production. We're a new outfit who just was starting, and we're looking at so many things. This company, Elevated TV, officially by documents just started July 4th. American Independence Day, July 4th this year. So what we've been doing since is test running and trying to find our our compass, trying to find our direction, get the right paradigm. Okay, so we have, and our primary focus is actually grassroots. So if you look at our channels carefully, we also made an attempt to bring back sports idea because a lot of people were talking about it. But you see, I'm a businessman now. I'm no longer just that guy who's excited just to please fans, just to please people. As much as I need people to view what I do, I have to work and put money into something that would, if it's not going to bring me money today, in the next 5 or 6 years, will bring me money. And also, I'm a product of grassroots. I'm a product of grassroots. I'm a product of youth fund. So a man is always a product of his environment, and your impact and experience comes from what you're exposed to. From all of my travels, one of the things that is consistent in the countries that I've been to, 51 exactly, 51 countries I'm back, is the fact that people who develop their countries and communities start from grassroots. Be it Obama, Mandela, Pele, all of them comes from grassroots. To really make a change in your community, you must come from grassroots. So we did a thorough analysis before the World Cup. We would have gone to Russia, but we had to cancel. All of these superstars, if we interview them between you and me, you will not want to view them because there is no question I will ask a Mikel Obi, Jude Odoegalo, or any of these big players playing for the Super Eagles that you've not heard Sky Sports, BBC, and the rest ask them before. So we decided, you know what? Let's focus our lenses on the talent that nobody has seen before. And that's where, when we discovered, we put that video of Lawal out and we got 150,000 views, which is the first time our channel is getting 150. In short, anything above 5,000 views, we're very happy. And they to the national under 15 and clubs in Europe started looking to sign him, we're very happy. And then we did Wasiu, and then we did the other guy, Mustafa, also, we're very happy. So what we've decided to do is, from my experience in the past, nobody, when I was on radio, sometimes you want to talk to players and you hear a player tell you that the reason why you want me is because I'm popular. When I was playing street football, local football, you were not interviewed. People don't want to interview you. So I decided I don't want to continue that part. I'm not saying that part is wrong, but what I'm saying is I want to be the guy who traveled the road that is least us. I want to be among those people who say, you know what, let's focus on grassroots. It doesn't sell. That's the truth. It doesn't sell. Nobody's even interested in the content. You try to go to TV houses and tell them, look, we have grassroots content. They'll tell you, no, we're not interested. Nobody's going to watch it. But I'm okay with it. There are two things I need. I need money, but at the same time, I need goodwill. I need to be happy. And so it makes me happy to know that I am, getting to grassroots. Another thing I also realize that if we keep doing it, we will be part of the people who eliminate age cheating in Nigeria. Let me give you a good example. Look at that Lawal video. We're asking his age, he says he's 14. And he's a very small boy. Normally, by Nigeria standard, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years from now, that boy will still go and play in under 17. But now we all know that in the next 3 years, if he doesn't make the under 17, this next set and the other one, he can't make it again. We're not destroying his career, but we are showing that this is the way he should go, which is better for everybody. And I'm happy that I'm part of that, rather than doing sports at the other, spend a lot of money. All of the sports at the other we put up 18 episodes to be exact. Do you know that we didn't get one sports at the other that brought 3,000 views to us? So it makes me, as a businessman, tell myself that, okay, every Monday I'm spending between 200 to 250,000 naira, and the show does not return to me 10,000 naira. It's not worth it. Think about it if you're a businessman. Think about it, my brother. So no hard feelings, but unless I get a sponsor, a company will say, you know what, we want you to do this show, we're going to put it on TV, we'll pay you 15, 10, 20, or 25 million naira per quarter. I don't think Sports Accident is going to come back. We have done our bit. I'd rather spend that money, go on the street, go and discover unknown people. I know that is me, my contribution to the society. I mean, I'm contributing in that area to society. In a co-beat, I'm contributing to society. I don't care whether people judge me, people accept it or people don't accept it, but I am satisfied. My children will one day watch it and say, okay, my daddy My daddy was the one, and his crew that brought this person to limelight. Look at him today, he's playing in Europe. Look at him today, play for the national team. That's better for me. That's why we are no longer doing sports as the hot. Everastus is a Sebashai is my pick. Okay, I think the last question because we have 4 minutes to termination point. Precious say in a 4-3-3 system with Jorginho as the anchor man in midfield, where Kante used to play, what would be your new role for Kante? If you want to play 4-3-3 with Jorginho and Kante, it's actually going to be a base triangle, 2 defensive midfielder and 1 man on top of them. It's a triangle of half a diamond formation where it travels better with the ball than Kante. So I think at the end of the day, it will be the elastic one. Why Kante will just sit in front of the defense, making sure that opposition don't get past him. That's the way I think it will happen. Then they will put one creative player in front of him so that up front there will be three more players. So what happens is that creative player could be either Fabregas or anybody they choose to put in there that would be feeding the guys at the top. That's the way I think that will. It's an easy thing to do. Kante and Jorginho just sitting at the base of the midfield while one creative player play up front. It's just that when you play against a team like Man City, they'll play 90 minutes in your half. Yeah, they'll play 90 minutes in your half. They might not score a lot of goals, but to play more of the possession because you at some point you get tired of breaking play. Yeah, I'm also very precious. I appreciate the opportunity to be part of the show today, sir. Thank you very much. And please DM me your address and phone number if possible. If you are willing to give me your phone number, we would call you when we have the voucher. They just said it this afternoon. I can't tell you that we have the voucher right now. All the vouchers we had before, we've given them on Twitter. So would get the voucher and send across to you. I might deliver it myself, or probably Precious or somebody else will come deliver it to you. But thank you for your consistency. I mean, I didn't see that coming myself. This surprised me. These people, they know how to surprise me. They surprised me by suggesting that. But then we'll sit on it and then we'll get it done. But thank you very much to everybody. Everastus, Digbe, start to the finish. Olumi Akande. I do hope that by Friday you'll be here. We will relate. And every other person who joined viewing but make a comment, thank you for viewing. Please do help us advertise our work if you like it, and do subscribe. Some people view but they don't subscribe because that's what we get from the analytics. Some of you but they don't subscribe. Subscribe, help us to build a brand that would be helpful in building the nation tomorrow, and also help those kids in the grassroots. Most times when we go do grassroots, we just came back from going to cover a female team, and the coach and the owner said, this is the first time that anybody is bringing camera to cover them. And I was like, well, thank God we are the first. The same thing went to Akure for basketball, and they said that we're the first people to come, just that we didn't put out that content because of some writings. But just happy to be doing this. David Brimore, hi, Lagbata, you say. I think you say, if you're made the sports minister, what would you do differently? I will never be made the sports minister. People like me don't get to be sports minister. First off, I'm not a politician. To become a sports minister, you have to be a politician. I'm not a politician. I will never be. I do not know how to tell people lies. I like to tell people truth the way it is. I don't want to remember, because if you lie, you need another 10 lies to cover up. I don't need to remember anything. I like to say things the way they are and move on and get free from my heart. So I think that I will never be made a sports minister. So that hypothetical question does not really follow. I'm also pressure says subscription to Elemental TV is free. Let's preach the good news of this show. Yeah, thank you very much. Have a great day, everyone. Every one of you, thank you very much. I am extremely grateful. And this show, I can confidently tell you that this show I've come to say. I've done a lot of broadcasts, but I easily get fed up with it. But this show I've come to say, and thanks so much to it, Precious. You gave me reason to continually look forward to 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. every day. Thank you very much. Once again, my name is Daffy Matthew. I look forward to hanging out with you on Friday. It's a free conversation day. We'll talk about your work, your office, my work, the project we're doing, where we are right now, where we're going to, and analyze football. The community shield is coming over the weekend, and a whole lot. I throw up a few statistics in your face, and I also I want to promise you guys that in the course of the regular season on this show, I'll be giving out betting tips and a few more. So tell your friends who like to bet, subscribe to the channel, hook up 1 hour. You say 15 minutes on my radio show is too short. At least 1 hour of this show will not be too long for you to be good enough. But the thing is, stop coming late at the end. It's 3 p.m. to 4. So start with us so that we all enjoy. David Brymer said, I must confess to you, I miss your analysis. Well done. Thank you very much. That's why we're here. So there is plenty of analysis to be done. Those who started with us will agree there's plenty of analysis also on this show. It doesn't have to be on radio. Technology has changed the way the world is seen. So let's embrace technology and use every avenue and opportunities that we have. I must say that we'll beat our time. It's time to go. Bye-bye and have yourself a wonderful day. See you guys again on Friday. It's been lovely sitting here analyzing while Precious Omasue hosts Alabates TV's Table Talk for today. Thank you very much. Olumiwa, can they say nice time with you, bro? Thank you so much. God bless you, and God bless every other one out there who joined us on the live show, and those of you who will view it later. Thank you so much for subscribing to Elevated TV. Do have yourself a wonderful evening. Woo! 20 playbacks, highest of the week.